next thing is the commission caucus process. This is kind of our bookkeeping, something that we have to do. Once every 2 years, there is a caucus process by which the half of the commissioners are re-elected or replaced or augmented. 2016 is when the even-numbered districts come up due. We have gone through this process 2 years ago. I found some notes I gave to Michelle, so I think we'll forward that, Michelle, to everybody. But we need to have a subcommittee or an ad hoc committee of odd-numbered districts to review this. The even-numbered district people should be hands-off on this so that we don't influence the process by which we are elected or replaced. And I'm an even-numbered district. So, and so is the vice chair, who's not even here. But I guess right now we need to have, what do we need? We need to get something revised for to present to the city council for approval, and the deadline for that is what, January or? So we have the stuff from 2 years ago that it needs a few edits. First off, to replace even with odd and odd with even in 2014 and 2016. But also, I believe that what we had then referred to alternates. We don't have alternates anymore. But other than that, I believe most of the process is pretty applicable.
Same, yeah.
Well, the question would be, you know, from the commissioners and the experience of, you know, prior years, from the neighborhoods that you work with, are there concerns about the caucus process? Are there things that need to be changed, or did it work fairly smoothly? And is it just a matter of updating it for this next go-round, and then doing outreach to ensure successful caucuses? We do have a timeline in the work plan for when the caucuses will be held. I'm just looking to check the dates. So prior to that, the council will need to approve the caucus process. So the caucuses are scheduled to be held between April and June. We do have the commission scheduled. I've just learned this, and I'm kind of jumping ahead on my report, but the commission will be taking a report to the Neighborhood Services and Education Commission in April with an update on your work plan and your accomplishments for the year and what you are looking to do for next year to get input. However, timing-wise, that may not work to get the caucus process approved, so we may need to do that a little bit earlier, and so I can see when we can get that added to the work plan for neighborhood services, if it needs to go to the committee or just directly to the council as a whole. But I would anticipate that we may need to move up and have another discussion in January, since there's not a quorum tonight, and we need to, you know, get that going.
So part of the process involves contacting all of the neighborhood associations in each of the districts, and I believe you have, or the city has a database of it, but it is also our individual responsibilities to know what are the neighborhood associations in our own districts and to update the register if there's any changes to it. So I invite you all to reach out to your communities, which hopefully we are all doing anyhow. I mean, the public does want to know what we're up to, what we're doing. I try to give a report to District 6, but I hope that you all report out to your districts too, and share the information and pass information along back and forth. That was part of our charter, was to review this information, to share and transport information.
Where did you have that listed? You have a listing, blah, blah, blah.
So did you get one from Ernest a few years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a start. And then,
Of the neighborhoods?
yes,
Yeah, so we, Emilio is in the process of working on a major update of that database. So, we'll circulate the list as it stands to you and ask for help in getting it updated.
The concern I got here is, well, there's several things in play here. One, on the procedures specifically, if you're gonna go out between April and June, and then we're gonna talk about procedures in January, that doesn't, you know, we have a cycle, I'm assuming, of review and approval by the commission here, I'm assuming. I mean, from what I've read here, I mean, I don't think I could run a caucus from this.
so there is some more papers that I found from how it was done 2 years ago.
Yeah,
That,
we have them from the beginning too.
Well, I would be better, I think the commission would be better served, everybody would be better served in January. You have some kind of talking papers that was more formulated, formalized, rather than start from scratch in January. We're talking about a month and a half lost time.
right, so what I was hoping for was to get a sub-quorum of volunteers to work on a committee to review from odd-numbered districts, which automatically assures that it's a sub-quorum, but to get odd-numbered district people to review the stuff from 2 years ago and add in your experience, because you just all were elected 2 years ago. You went through the caucus process, so you know what the pluses and minuses were, so you can remember how it worked for you. And review what happened from 2 years ago and come back with recommendations for us in January.
The volunteer group could also include members from the even-numbered districts, for example, who are not planning
Turned out,
to.
yeah, I
Or what?
could do it, yeah, from two.
You're not turned out.
Yes, we are. We're not gonna.
We're not gonna, yeah, but you're not turned out.
No, that's what you just
If
said.
you're not
No.
planning to run again,
Yeah,
then there
yeah.
wouldn't be a conflict
Oh,
Right, that's the way I feel too.
developing the process.
I was hoping you'd come back.
Are you kidding me? As a different person? I've done this for like 9 years. But the other thing was, that I was gonna say is, I think it's our job to go, I've thought it was my job, and so I've gone to different places, the neighborhood, the NACs, what are they called? Neighborhood Association meetings, and I gave them that document that you and Nicole put together as to what we do as a neighborhood commission. It's like 5 pages or 4 pages. And I gave one to Darrell. Hopefully she'll be one of our neighborhood commissioners.
just gave me the papers.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I think we should all, in our own district, go to as many of those meetings as we can get to and hand them the paper and try and get somebody to take over for us. I think it's our job. It's a hard job, but it's our job to communicate. Well, I've put out 3 already. Darrell and 2 others to replace me.
Yep, that is one thing to do, is to work, find your replacement.
Yeah, don't you have to? I mean, it's part of our job.
Okay,
I could volunteer to
excellent.
look into that, head it up.
Excellent. And do you
With
have
the
a,
goal being that we have something to present to the commission in January.
exactly. So you have 2
And
months.
focusing on the procedures, this is a multi-party thing.
Yes.
There's a caucus procedure, conducting the caucus,
Right,
plus the recruiting, plus the publicity, plus other things, so.
exactly.
I mean,
I hate to tell you that Ernest really did it. You know, he helped us so much. And when I was first elected by our neighborhood associations, the League of Women Voters did it. And so we could perhaps get them to, you know, I know I went to several of the other ones besides my own.
Sure.
8 years ago. So they will do something like that, conduct it, although this is a election year, and they're probably killing for, you know, signing them up, because there's so many candidates for them, so they're busy with.
Yeah, so that's consideration.
Okay, yes,
So Larry, I will also join on that committee and help to go through the process, procedures.
okay,
Last year, or when we went through it a year ago, it was absolutely awesome, and I don't think there needs to be a ton of changes to it.
Yeah, it's
It
pretty
really
well
worked
done.
really well, and I actually found this to be pretty close to what's going on with some minor modifications, so, you know,
so I found in my notes the actual script of, hello, welcome, let me introduce the people.
that would be
Right down to
awesome.
that level of detail. Introduce the dignitaries of the audience, introduce the speakers, introduce how many minutes, where to. So the script is out there, so I don't think it needs much, but any lessons learned, that'd be great to have. So Gary and Terry, and do you have one other, Desiree? Okay, so Michelle, can you write these 3 names down and coordinate with them, make sure they get the,
And Desiree,
Desiree,
do you do it also? Okay. Great.
Larry,
yes.
I suggest you volunteer all the people that didn't show tonight.
I could do it with you too, I could do it with them.
Okay, you
want to
Very
leave it,
busy.
you know, another person.
Okay.
You also?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can-
4 is a good number.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent, okay, thank you. Let's see, next, any public comment, questions on that?